Friday, July 10th. This is Money Tree. Let's go. So today I'm going to focus on what I think are two important things to think about and focus on during your weekends, right? Because all work and no play makes KPD a dull boy, right? I'm such a believer in the importance of recharging and resting, right? As much as we're on the go, as much as we're working hard, the thing is, the body is an engine, is a car engine, and as any engine, it needs a time that was just not being actively used, and there's a time that you need to rejuvenate and repair, and so how you spend your weekends is absolutely critical to your success in growing your money tree. Now, I think there are two things I want to cover today: time management and spending time with your significant other, right? And so, which are two very important things. I'm gonna start with actually spending time with your significant other, and this is my opinion. Number one, I'm not a marriage counselor, I'm not a relationship expert, but this is in my 45 years of life. This is what I think. This is what I've come to find to be valuable and helpful as somebody who's married, as somebody who's in a relationship, right, and so forth. Again, I'm no marriage expert. Because I always say I'm at the beginning of my journey, but it's just as somebody who has somebody in my life, and I'm in a romantic relationship. This is one piece of advice that I think I've given myself, at least. No matter how busy you are, no matter how much time, no matter how much stuff is piled up in your to do, you need to make sure that you're carving out time for that most important person in your life, right? Have a time every week, preferably twice a week, but at least once a week. Have a good time where you are spending time with your loved one, no matter how busy you are. Your significant other has an immense impact on your health and the level of happiness in your life. Yes, is happiness up to us as individuals? Of course it is. We create our own happiness. However, if our significant other, husband, wife, aren't happy, it affects us deeply. And so what I'm saying to you is make sure that as you are growing your business, growing your side hustle, working that to get that promotion, hustling, make sure that no matter what is going on, you need to carve out time to spend time with your significant other or spouse, right? It is important. And if you have kids, send those brats away. Pay to have somebody come pick them up, a nanny to come over, do whatever. You know, I know it's not easy. I've heard it's not easy, especially maybe in the beginning years of marriage and so forth and so on. Again, I'm not a marriage counselor. I'm just saying, as a general rule, kids or no kids, whatever situation, as long as you have somebody in your life that you love and you're in a relationship with, I'm saying make sure one of the most critical aspects of growing your money tree is making sure that you've got a healthy relationship with that person that you're in a romantic relationship with, and that you're connecting at least on a weekly basis where it's just the two of you. It is absolutely, absolutely important, because I can tell you this: I have met plenty of lonely men and lonely women who are got all the money in the world, and they are miserable because they have no one to share that with, or they had someone to share that with, but they were so focused on the money that they forgot to cultivate the relationship that they had. And so I am telling you now, what have I said from the beginning? The most important asset is not your ability to make money. The most important asset is your ability to build relationships with people, including your spouse or significant other or boo thang or whatever you want to call, or mudiwa wako, whatever you want to call it. You need to make sure that you are solid on that front, that you're connecting with your partner on a regular basis, and if you feel a sense that you are starting to disconnect, it's important to say, hey, I think we're feeling this, we're starting to disconnect or come apart. Let's come apart together. Because again, having bundles of cash but no one to share it with, trust me, you don't want that. You do not want that. So make sure that you are taking care of that relationship with your significant other. Other thing I want to talk about tonight, time management. Time management is critical to your success. Be on time, manage your time, plan your time. And I know I've talked about time management before, but it's worth repeating. Your ability to manage your time is critical to growing your money tree, right? And I know I've mentioned this before. On a day where I put together a good schedule and I stick to that schedule, giving myself a leeway, of maybe giving myself some leeway for unexpected occurrences, but generally keeping to that timeline, I am so productive on that day. I feel good at the end of the day. I feel good about keeping obligations to myself and to not only to business people, but more importantly to those people who are most important to me, the people I love more than anybody in the world, right? And so, time management. If you're not good at time management, it's never too late. You can go online. You can go on YouTube. You can go. At this point, YouTube should be paying me. YouTube should be paying me some type of endorsement fees, as much as I mentioned them. But anyway, you can go online get a course on time management. If you're not good at managing time in this day and age, if you're not good at a particular skill set, you can teach yourself. That computer is a valuable tool. That phone is a valuable tool. Instead of watching another TikTok video, just go ahead and spend 3, 4, 5 minutes watching a video on how to manage time. And then after you're done with the time management video, you can go back to your TikTok video. But at least you would have given yourself a dose of why it's important to manage time. In some cultures, such as Japan and Germany, it's actually considered rude to not be on time, to be late. They take it very personally. It is taken very, very seriously, and so it's actually taken as a sign of disrespect, regardless of whether it's social or business settings. And so, just learn to get to places on time, learn to manage time, and things happen in life. We have accidents, we have things that come up, especially those of us with children, those of us with parents we may be taking care of, those with us with, things come up. Just inform the other party that, hey, I'm going to be late. I'm going to be 15 minutes late. I'm going to be 20 minutes late, or I think I'm going to be an hour late. At least set the expectations. Things happen in life. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm saying be on time as much as possible. And if you can't be, make sure you're informing the other party, letting them know that you won't be on time, and so forth. So, 2 things from tonight. Number 1, make sure you're carving out that quality time with that person that you love. Making sure no matter, I don't care where you are in the stage of building your business, what's going on, take one day where you spend a couple hours checking in with your spouse, checking in with your boyfriend, checking in with your girlfriend, checking in with your significant other, your boo thing, your whatever. Check in with that person, talk to them, communicate, make sure you're on the same page, make sure that you're connecting, and that you're on the same page. But make sure at least once a week you're connecting that, because trust me, you don't want to be a multi-millionaire with nobody beside you. You don't want that. Number 2, or billionaire. And number 2, time management. Learn to manage time. Learn to be on time. Because if you start to be on time, your day actually goes much smoother. I know I've covered this topic before, but it's worth repeating about time management. All right, that's it for this money tree moment for today. It's Friday. I'm about to have a wrap and some fries, and I'm actually gonna watch this week's episode of Raising Canaan. Those of you who watch Power, I'm about to do that and just relax. Tomorrow's another day of work, but tonight I'm just gonna relax and recharge and rejuvenate. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching this Money Tree Moment. I appreciate you. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other.